How do you, mentally, deal with failure? Asking as one of many who are terrified by it. Treat it as a learning exercise. The most enlightening experience I had was with an anecdote at work about how some guy costed the company millions of dollars. Instead of firing him, they looked at the process to see how it could be improved and fixed the issues that led to the failure. As long as you are looking at the failure and finding ways to prevent it from happening again, there's nothing bad with it. What is bad is if you keep failing over and over again without caring to prevent it. Think of the worst thing that can happen. Then think of how likely it is to happen. Weigh the odds and go for it. Treat failure as a learning opportunity. Reflect on failure. Make changes. And try again. Repeat until you stop failing. Fail again. Start the process again. Repeat. And always repeat. If you don't fail at things, you are a complete failure. That's just straight up facts. So, learn from stuff and move on and enjoy the process. If you're into it, whatever it is, as either learning or outcomes, you're not going to care about setbacks as much as you think over the long term because you simply don't have the time for that. You're going to fail constantly before succeeding. That doesn't mean what you're doing is worthless. It means that you need more time before blowing up. So here's the thing. Failing at something can sometimes be part of the process. Maybe you have to fail to see what not to do in order to then go ahead and succeed, or maybe it's part of the course to find out where your individual talents lie. It's okay to just not be good at something, as long as you are still trying and taking on those experiences. You're not failing. You're learning. Many times does a kid fall down before they actually learn to walk. Sometimes those failures lead to inspiration. Don't be afraid of failing. Don't go into something expecting to fail either, but be open to the possibility. Pick yourself up, dust yourself off, and keep moving forward. I binge drink alcohol and try and forget it. Failure exists everywhere and is a matter of perspective. Look at any motivational speaker and they will all say the foundation of their life, career is a failure. Did you fail a grade in school? Now you have a whole group of new friends you never would have met. Failed a relationship? Now you will find someone else to love that you never would have known. You don't plan on failing, but you accept it as an inevitability and don't worry about it, because if you let failure paralyze you, that's a type of failure on its own. Take a nap. Go out there and try anything new you'll likely fail at. Keep trying things, and the more you fail the easier it will become to deal with, since you'll see it's not the end of the world. Hit the gym. Get some mental help. Wait a few months, and if that doesn't work, curly loop. I have a hard time dealing with it. So I have begun therapy in April. It has taught me a lot. Among other things, that failing at something does not devalue me as a human being. Well, being scared of failure's good sense in some circumstances. You fail to drive your car properly, maybe someone's dead. Maybe that someone's you. Maybe you spend the rest of your life with complex care needs. For things like that, you need to develop actual competence, which means engaging with a problem at a level of managed risk appropriate to your skill and the expected rewards, and using the learning from that to expand your skills so that your expected risk isn't the near total loss of everything. Speaking to the mental aspect, however, failure can be a lot better than not failure. Like you want something to scare you. Imagine how things will decay if you try to do absolutely nothing. Just sit where you are for the next 50 years and then you die. Laying there on your deathbed going, "Oh, I've wasted my life. But of course you won't get to stay just where you are. You'll rot a fair bit on the way down too. You're going to lose a lot either way. For example, maybe you live with your parents because you're scared to leave home. Well, that's gonna be a stress on your relationships. It's going to stop you developing some other relationships. And you never really get to find out who you are when you can tell them to go fuck themselves either. You're closing down a lot of pathways in making that choice. And it's not a stable choice either. By the time you're 40, chances are there's gonna be quite a lot of dissatisfaction and resentment there, which stands a good chance of just turn you into a depressed little ball of bitterness and misery. Your parents are going to die someday too. And what's that gonna leave you with? So, knowing that disasters already happened, that safety was never really on the table, and that there are harsher costs to pay than failure, at least choose what you're going to give up. You've already paid the cost either way. The ticket for the ride is prepaid. So you may as well try. Yeah, failure can be scary. But it's scary not because it's actually worse in most instances, but because it puts the cost up front. Learn from it, then improve yourself and try again. Practice failure. By that I mean keep doing things that you know will be challenging. You can start to shape your perspective around failing in different ways. It's never as bad as you think it could be.